Yeah, welcome to the open book, where truth don't hide, stories ride, and every chapter got that power. Turn the page, now you stepping in, where real ones talk and the fake pretend. From viral heat to deep convo, we write the truth, let the whole world know. This ain't just a channel, it's a movement. The open book, every story, every voice.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone is having a fabulous Tuesday. Y'all, it is raining. It's kind of a mixture of rain and sunshine. Okay. I said, well, this is the pretty kind of rain. Okay. But I am chilling. I said, wait a second. Did we hear what happened with the Diddy sentencing today? Okay, so I was like, let me tap in with my people and see what y'all think about the little change of plans. Okay, we're gonna get into that. Let's see who we have here so far. Hey, Nova, welcome and thank you for being first in the building. I appreciate that. Hey, Rebecca Boo, thank you for joining. Welcome, Lolita is in the building. Thank you for joining. Hey, Nita, welcome. Thank you for joining, sis. The other Rebecca is in the building. Thank you for joining. Lolita said, y'all killing it with these intros. Thank you. Shout out to Real Talk with Pratt. He produced the intro and the outro, and I'm so grateful for him. Hey, Rhoda, you so much for joining. I have missed you. I'm so happy you are here today. I know I saw you once and I was like, man, I miss Rhoda. I was in the bushes and I saw you, but I'm glad that all is well. Hey, Josh, welcome. Thank you for joining. Hey, Mrs. X, I appreciate you for being here. Nicole is in the building. Jessica is in the building. Thank y'all so much and welcome. Okay, y'all. So we have an update. Look at Nita already kicking us off. Shout out to Nita for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you so, so much. I appreciate that. All right. So, y'all, we are almost at the end of this thing, right? With the Diddy trial, but it's not over yet. Okay. Now, last week, probably less than a week ago, remember that the jury had found him guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Okay. That was on Wednesday, July the 2nd. Now, he was acquitted on the additional charges of the RICO, okay, which is racketeering, conspiracy, and 2 counts of sex trafficking, okay. But he was found guilty on the other 2. So at the end of the verdict, okay, after that part was over, the judge had scheduled for Diddy's sentencing date for October 3rd, okay? But his defense team had requested that the hearing be expedited. So they wanted to pretty much move that hearing up to see how many, years he's going to get and so forth. While each charge he was convicted of carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison, well, his attorneys are seeking a prison sentence of between 21 to 27 months. So about a little over 2 years. Okay. Now, remember, coming up, I think in October or November, one of those months, he would have already served 1 year. That would be considered 1 year time served. Okay. If they were to give him that sentence, I mean, he would only have another year. Okay. Now, the prosecutors, they had asked for a sentence of between 51 to 63 months behind bars. Okay. So more like that 4 to 5 year range. So he will receive credit for the time he has served since actually September. So going into September, then that will be that year. Okay. Let me come back to the other screen, see what y'all seeing. Let's see here. Hey, that one, welcome. Thank you for joining. Louise is in the building. Security. Shout out to get your popcorn ready. I am so happy to have you here. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Dreamy Girl. Hey, sis. Welcome. Thank you so much and welcome, Glenn. So, after that, today, y'all, it was scheduled that they were going to, hey, Shelly Shells, hey, sis, that they were going to have, okay, before we got to that part, remember, after the judge had set the sentencing, then bottles probably started popping. Uh, reservations were probably being made that hey, Diddy is about to get out. Okay, where's the party about to be? Now, during that time, though, the judge denied requests for bail, okay, ordering him to remain in custody until his sentencing, okay? So, although he had like a little mini celebration, it wasn't a full celebration, okay? Because he still had to stay out there. Now, his lawyers during the press conference, they went outside after that, the bond hearing. They went outside and they still maintained his innocence, okay? They had stated that Sean Combs has not sexually assaulted anybody. I've been saying this for months, his attorney, Tenny Garago, said. We've said this with each lawsuit that came out, and today that was proven. Okay. And then Mark Agnafilo said, today's a great victory. It's a great victory for Sean Combs. It's a great victory for the jury system. We are not nearly done fighting. We are just getting started. Yeah, y'all are just getting started because it's not going to end here. Okay. This is not the end for a number of reasons. Because I don't know right after this if y'all heard that Diddy and Cassie are now involved in another lawsuit from one of the alleged ex-workers, okay, saying that they allegedly gave him an STD and he allegedly got Cassie pregnant and she allegedly aborted the baby. Okay. So that's in California. That's another lawsuit that even if he gets out, he may have to deal with that coming up. Okay. So I was like, this not nearly over yet. So, and welcome everyone that is coming in. So today, everyone's ears were ready to hear what is going to happen with this upcoming sentencing hearing. Okay, now there was a hearing scheduled for today to hear arguments for Sean Diddy Combs to receive an earlier sentencing date. Okay, because at first they were arguing that October 3rd is way out. Okay. Now, the defense attorneys and the prosecutors initially agreed to a September 22nd sentencing date. Wow. Okay. Now that date stands out because man, that was the day that my mom passed away. That's why I just looked at that. I was like, wow, that's why I looked at the date and I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, so that was the date that they were like, okay, instead of October 3rd, let's move it up to September the 22nd. Okay, and there was a joint letter filed on today ahead of the remote hearing that was set for 2 p.m. Eastern time. Now, I don't know. Y'all let me know if you heard something or your thoughts on this. Shortly before the hearing, though, attorneys from both sides sent another joint letter to the judge, Judge Aaron, saying that they had agreed to the judge's original proposed sentencing date of October 3rd. So I wonder what happened in that time because they had already made one agreement together saying, okay, do y'all agree on September 22nd, moving it up? So they agreed on that. But then right before the actual little remote conference or hearing that they were going to have today, they changed it and were like, well, we will agree to keep it on October 3rd. So I don't know if something happened in between that time for them to go ahead and say, let's keep it right there. Okay. So then the defense attorney, Mark Agnifilo, and the prosecutor, Christy Slavic, they were on this scheduled teleconference when the courtroom deputy interrupted to see if the attorneys had anything else to discuss beyond a sentencing date. Now, there was speculation that um, Diddy's defense attorneys were going to try again to see if he could post for bail, and get out on bond. But Mark Agnifilo and Christie both said they had nothing further to discuss. And then the deputy adjourned the conference and informed them that the judge will respond to the parties in writing. And so, according to the court docket, the judge has now set Diddy's sentencing hearing to October the 3rd. So it's kind of unclear why they changed their minds. I don't know if maybe they want him to go ahead and possibly sit more time out and see if that helps, towards the sentencing later on or what. But that was weird that out of nowhere they decided to, change their minds. They didn't want to pull it closer. Now, I believe at that sentencing hearing, they had to also present some other evidence and things of that sort. So maybe that gives them more time to come up with the things that they're going to present. I don't know. But that was a weird little turn of events. And they did not ask again for him to be, for them to request bail, for him to be out on bail. So I don't know what happened with that. Hey, Brittany, welcome. Thank you for joining. Yes, y'all, if you would like to buy your girl a coffee, Shelly Shells has put the link in the chat. You're welcome to do that as well. Because I know y'all, this has probably been one of the craziest roller coaster of a trial ever, where it's like 1 minute is going this way. Hi Dante, welcome. Then the next minute is going this way. Y'all, there were so many things taking place as we found out surrounding the trial. All of the things that were going on around it, different people getting into it. And then y'all, I'm still seeing videos of little fights. I heard about one fight with the MTA lady, but I hadn't seen it until today. And I was like, said, now this lady, they need to do something with her because she was doing the most. Okay. Uh Dante said, I agree with Open Book. Yeah, like something definitely happened. And it was people, some content creators, y'all, that actually went up there to the courthouse today. And so they were recording and baby, I think it was Uda had some people just walking up to him and he was interviewing them. Baby, New Yorkers do not play. Okay. And some of the responses and things that they were given, I was like, oh my goodness. I just could not believe it. Let me see if I can show y'all a snippet of that this morning. But he was up there, and you know how it was at first, like a lot of people standing out in front of the courtroom. Y'all, it was hardly anyone out there today. It looks like everybody on vacation. It's so quiet and calm. But yeah, it was a lot going on. Definitely last week, especially around the last couple of days of the trial, there were a lot of people out there. Tensions were high. Yeah, we've heard different testimonies of what what transpired at the very ending, I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, so let me pull this up. Hold on 1 second.
People call me Brown, but I like T, Miss T. I like that, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna call y'all my brownies.
Ooh, brownies.
My
Shout out to
brownies.
Uda on the go.
Thank you, my brownies.
Thank you.
I think where we are now, it's scary. Like being a parent is scary. Raising a child is scary. There's no.
Do you have children?
I have 3.
How old are they?
I have a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old, and a 17-year-old.
Girl, she looks so young. I wish I could show you the.
What's funny is she took over Uda's show. I was tripping because, baby, she got herself comfortable and everything.
She looks so young. Are you for real? A 20-year-old? Wow. She looks so young. Black don't crack, child. You look good. Wow, but yeah, being a parent is extremely hard, especially with what goes on now in the world. Crazy. I have family that live in Philly, and I just couldn't imagine if that was like on my cousin's block. The shootout. Did you see the shootout in Philly?
Yeah, no,
You saw that? I think it happened July 5th. 3 people died, 9 people injured. A big shootout. It looked like they were teens in early 20s. The shooting out in front of the house.
Hold on, let me
It's
find
crazy.
that other video. Thank you for your patience. Hold on 1 second. Because I thought people were playing when they said that MTA lady. I saw it this morning. Oh, here it is. It's a Now look at her stance, y'all. She ready in the black with the hat. She was ready. Now wait, for those of you who don't know, this is also the lady that when Donat was coming out with Gene Deal, girl, she had a stance and everything. When Donat was coming out, let me show y'all a picture of this. Because at first I said, who is the MTA lady? That's the same lady, the Miss Candor lady. And she was the one that when they were coming down the steps, have to show y'all that video, baby. She said, "No, you did not." She said, "Oh, I'm Asian. Oh, so you got something against Asians?" Baby, this lady was trying to get away from her. Okay, now let me rewind this. This is a little short one though. She was ready, had her glasses on.
What you got? You want a show? Apparently you wanted a fucking show. Apparently you wanted a fucking show. Apparently, yeah, I did, bitch. Instead of yelling at these black.
I said, "Now what is this lady doing?" She acted like she owned. She owned downtown. That she was security. That's who they need, baby. If I ever need a security guard, I'm going for her. Okay. Yeah, she wanted to really fight. I was done. Okay. Let me see. Where was that video? Let me pull that up. Because y'all gonna see the same lady. I guess to this particular day, she was not all riled up yet. Okay, because baby, she said, I guess you oh, here she is. But this not the one when she was coming down the steps, but I'll look for that one. Nita said, oh my God, I work with children. These are adults or worse. I couldn't do this all day. Okay.
What did you do to Mr. Gene Deal inside the courtroom right before my eyes? Acting like and why did I have to get in your face like this and tell you to step back from me? Bro. Why did I have to stand in front of Mr. Deal behind me and tell you to back up off of him?
Because it was two men handling business, and you.
And then what happened? But what happened?
That's for me to know.
But what did you do? So why you not telling the truth? My name is Candle. I'm transparent. I'm
look
true.
how you right here.
C-A-N-D-O-R.
She want them to get it right.
But you didn't have the same energy with him when he came outside either.
When he came outside, he left,
Man,
yo.
get out of here.
He left. He left, yo. What are you talking? Am I supposed to be
outside with you and Bill? You ain't do shit. You ain't do shit. You ain't do shit because I was outside with you. I was outside with you. You look like a fucking dickhead.
You smell like you seen on an old period. You got an old period leaking out your pussy, and it's so heavy.
Lord. Wait a second. We not listen to that part. Oh my gosh, but y'all, that was some of the craziness that took place down in front of the courthouse. I bet they were happy if anything for all of this to be over so those people could leave. Because I promise I have been hearing about fights and things like that, but I hadn't seen any fights. I hadn't seen any of that. And it depends on who you watch because I think some people got more of that because they were out front more. Then you had some people that were more so in the courtroom. So it just really depends. But now it seems like that it's over. These videos are just popping up, and I'm like, oh, this was the fight. Just like the baby oil thing. Hi, Janet. Welcome. Just like the baby oil thing, I know I had only seen Armand do that, but then there was the blue hair lady on another video that I finally saw that footage as well. So I was like, Lord, these people. But yes, y'all. So that was pretty much it. That's the update on the hearing. It has not changed. They thought that they were, or we thought that they were going to try to bump it up. But right before their hearing today, the defense and the prosecutors decided to leave the hearing date as is. Okay, so that is now scheduled for October 3rd. So that's a lot of time. You get a little break from the craziness, okay, between now and October 3rd. So it may be other stuff going on. But with this part, all Diddy can do is just sit in there and spend his little time and see where it goes after that. Yeah. But shout out to all of you that tuned in. Special shout out to Nita for being a sponsor for today's live. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Also, just make sure you hit the like button. That is for free. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell because you never know when I'm going to go live. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.
You just flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.